Hello. We have been going over the 324 biblical prophecies that prove Jesus is the Messiah. You are watching this on the Halachgoy channel of YouTube. I'm a Halachgoy, and you can be one too. 324 biblical prophecies that prove Jesus is the Messiah. Prophecy number 32. It is the blood that makes atonement. We find this prophecy in the book of Leviticus, chapter 17, verse 11. For the life of a creature is in the blood, and I have given it to you to make atonement for yourselves on the altar. It is the blood that makes atonement for one's life. We find the fulfillment of this prophecy in the first epistle of John, chapter 3, verses 14 to 18. We know that we have passed from death to life because we love our brothers. Anyone who does not love remains in death. Anyone who hates his brother is a murderer, and you know that no murderer has eternal life in him. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers. If anyone has material possessions and sees his brother in need, but has no pity on him, how can the love of God be in him? Dear children, let us not love with words or tongue, but with actions and in truth. It is the blood that makes atonement. In the case of the book of Leviticus, there would be an animal. The person giving the sacrifice would identify with the animal. There was a connection made with the animal. The animal would have its blood shed. The blood was placed on the altar, or whatever the certain circumstances were for that particular sacrifice. What was happening to the animal was also happening to the person on a spiritual level. The benefits of the service would be given to the person giving the offering. It's also understood that the blood is a reference to one's life. The life of the creature is in the blood. The blood is a reference to a person's actions, the way they live their life, their soul, their heart, their feelings, their passions. All these things are understood as being connected with the person's blood. What the Apostle John is saying, this is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and in the same way, we are to lay down our lives. Now, we know that Jesus Christ gave of his personal self in the service of other people. This was his major life activity, was to help other people and to be nice to them, deal with their difficulties in that. That was his passion. The Apostle John is writing, if anyone he's explaining, this is how you should do what Jesus did. If anyone has material possessions and sees his brother in need but has no pity on him, how can the love of God be in him? Dear children, let us not love with words or tongue, but with actions and in truth. What the Apostle John is saying is that this is the way Jesus lived his life, and this is the way that other people that are following in his footsteps, making him the example that they're following. If you want to attach yourself to another person's life, whoever that other person is, it can be your school teacher, it can be Gandhi, it can be Buddha, it can be Jesus. Whoever you're attaching your life to, you're saying, I want to be identified with that person, and then you sort of take on the life essence of that person and you follow in their footsteps. He's telling people to follow in the footsteps of Jesus and live a life of service for other people. And that is what is given as the example for us to follow regarding Jesus laying down his life for us. So to the extent that this is spoken of in these 5 verses quoted by the Hope of Israel Baptist Mission as fulfillment of this prophecy, I agree with it. I agree with everything that's written within these 5 verses, that it is in fact a proper fulfillment of this prophecy, and we can all learn how to live our lives accordingly. The next prophecy we'll be looking at comes from the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 36 to 37. The drink offering, if any man thirst. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next time.